keep the focus on Montana, we have among the highest suicide rates in the country, particularly among youth suicides. And so, whether I talk with parents, talk with people that work in the mental health field, teachers are like, we've got a real gap in identifying and connect kids who need additional mental health support and connecting them and their families to resources. So this was more so just responding to a direct constituent concern I heard, literally across the age realm. I talked to grandparents who are having grandkids with this issue, just like I talked to a lot of Gen Z voters who were like, I was struggling in school and I didn't feel like I was able to get the resources I needed. So I'd say that was more just very broad base of people saying we need more mental health support. Really saw firsthand just some of the dysfunction and division that I saw in the legislature. Granted, this was during COVID, so things were extra crazy, but it felt like a lot of what I was seeing on the ground, in my day-to-day life, in my community, were things that I felt like were falling through the cracks when it came to what some of the priorities were of the majority. I think as somebody that's younger, I bring a different perspective, I think, to some issues. And I'll say from some of my older colleagues, they bring a different perspective to me. So what I've appreciated is just the chance to feel like I can bring a perspective and I found that usually my perspective is appreciated by others. I hate to speak for a whole generation. I think politically, if you look, I'm sure of polling statistically, I think probably I'm almost certain Gen Z does lean more Democratic. But I'm very well aware that there's Gen Z that lean, Republican, Democrat, and there's a lot that I think are frustrated with both parties. The way I try to center myself is more around values and around around outcomes, right? Things like housing that's affordable, clean air and water, fair tax system. To me, that's not something that even is inherently partisan. I think it becomes partisan in the legislative body, but I think that Gen Z or whether they're older, are things that I think resonate.